Hey everybody, Brian Boyle here, and welcome to episode 107 of the Mesh Tongue. Happy Monday and the day after Easter. Patriots Day for you folks up in Boston. And anybody running today, congratulations if you made it and you had either a PR or you were just there. Congratulations. Hey, it's a privilege and an honor to finish. So anybody that finished, congratulations. Now be safe getting home, and hey, 7 to 10 days rest. Absolutely rest. Okay, doesn't matter what your experience level is. So today we're going to talk about some wear patterns on the shoes, but before that, I got a question about this, and this is the reason why I'm going to talk to you about this. So Brian, B-R-I-A-N, company, the number 5k.com. So Brian at company, the number 5k.com, and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. So what is a normal wear pattern in a shoe, and how is this, how can you tell what a normal wear pattern is? And there's lots of questions about this because people, talk about heel striking versus midfoot landing versus landing on the balls of your toes, and so on and so on. So what does the wear pattern tell us? The wear pattern can tell us quite a bit. It can tell us a lot about the shoe, depending on the shape of the shoe. It can tell us where you're hitting and landing. It tells us where you're not landing. And so on and so on. So what is the normal wear pattern? So normally what should end up happening is you should be landing on the outside, okay, of the heel. All right, so you're going to land on the outside. You're going to come across, so you come down the outside of the foot. You're going to come across the metatarsal heads, okay, and then come off the big toe. So the big toe should be the last thing. So you should land here, roll, okay, across, and then off the big toe. So again, outside, come across, and off the big toe. So it does end up making this pattern here where you see coming across and off the big toe. Almost this is kind of this odd shaped Z pattern, if you will. That's a normal pattern. If you've ever seen somebody where the back of the shoe literally looks like it's been sawed off, okay, and you see them kind of going there, well, that can be a sign of a normal wear pattern. Problem is, if kept too long, then again you start rolling into that. You start having issues with the ankle, the knees, the hips, and so on. So a normal wear pattern, if you're coming off the edge of the toe here, can be a good thing. Problem is, you got to replace the shoes when you start seeing that pattern too much into here. All right. The other thing is that if you're coming off of the middle, or if you don't see any wear pattern on the outside up in the big toe at all, you may notice that you're getting some midfoot pain. So I just saw somebody that had some pretty good corns and such through there. That's when you're going to start getting that middle foot between the metatarsal heads. How you alleviate that, you can take a corn pad. So they've got these corn pads. It's just a foam that you adhere to. They fall off, so just had a gentleman the other day that we just put some KT tape on that, some kinesio tape on top of that. Seemed to work pretty well. You could try some pre-wrap, some other things. But so if you're not getting that wear pattern, so you may have an issue with the big toe being too stiff. You may have an issue where you're just not, you're just kind of coming off, just kind of vaulting off the toe, rather than actually gliding off the big toe and off. So there could be some rigidity. You may have to go in and have somebody mobilize that for you, kind of loosen up the big toe. You may have to work on some exercises to get the toe moving. There's variations of all of this, but that is what a normal wear pattern is. Outside heel, come up to about midfoot, come across, and then off that big toe. If you're noticing that you're not having that, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad thing unless you're having some pain. Then it's the bad thing. Right? So don't go changing anything if you're like, oh my gosh, my wear pattern's not normal, but you're not having any pain. I wouldn't change anything just yet. We've seen some horrific running patterns, put them up on the video analysis and go, oh my gosh, that looks horrible, and yet they're not having any pain. So we're not going to fix anything until that point. At that point, then we can say, all right, let's figure out if we can associate it with something. But that's today's lesson, episode 107 of The Mesh Tongue. Brian Boyle here. Check out runpainless.com for more information. And also, be sure to share this with your friends, your family, your training partners. But whatever you do, don't go hurt yourself. To come back. See you again tomorrow on Tuesday. And hey, have a great rest of your day. And if you're traveling, be safe. Take care.